Hello, everybody, and welcome into today's episode of the Top Cut Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. My name is Sonny, and I'm here hosting with, of course...
your boy Caleb, as always.
Oh, man, what's going on today?
As far as Yu-Gi-Oh!, not much, really.
What's going on in your life? What's going on with you? What are you doing?
Sitting at home editing videos. Mostly this.
Fair enough. It's hard to argue. We do spend a lot of time on this.
Oh, yes. As much time as we are capable of doing so.
Pretty much. Sadly, we really don't have any quick play news to get into.
Yeah, because right now the OCG's really big into all the new Rush Tool stuff. Because Red Medicine's getting its own archetype. You know, that old spell that's like...
LOB spell.
Yeah, gain 500 life points.
Yep, that's a thing.
Yeah, it has its own archetype. One of them is like, mail the top card of your deck and then gain 500 life points. And then if you do, add all copies of Red Medicine back to your hand out of your graveyard.
That seems good.
It's just life gain and no win con from what I can see. Outside of, I have infinite life points.
I mean, it could be a Splash Ball engine.
Life gain as a splashable engine. Oh my god.
I mean, it's better than, like, losing, right?
I guess. And then they're also super big into the OCG right now getting their next World Premiere Pack. Which is the pack where they get all the TCG exclusive cards.
Right.
They're getting, like, Greater Polymerization and Cordless.
Wouldn't it be really cool if we got an OCG import pack every year?
I know, right? But instead they just kind of nickel and dime us in random sets.
Pretty much.
Kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth sometimes.
Yeah. Well, in lieu of us coming and in lieu of us having any quick play news, we'll go ahead and get into some discussion. The first thing I want to do, though, is I want to thank our wonderful patrons. We do have a few patrons to thank. We have 5, to be exact, which we're all very, happy to have. Of course, we have the newest patron, Scuzz Daddy. We have Adil Saeed. We have Jeremy Drysdale, Ray Powell, and Austin Johnson. Thank you all so much for your support. It means the world to us. And again, if you subscribe at the $1 tier, you get a shout out in the podcast. The $5 tier gets you access to a extra episode each week where we we just started a new series where we break down all the sets and products that have come out one by one. We just started with Legend of Blue Eyes and Starter Decks Yugi and Kaiba all in one episode. If you want access to that, you got to hit the $5 tier. The $10 tier gets access to that. Plus, we're doing live streams of our recordings. We're going to try to do one a week. We do have one going right now, actually. So,
if you're recording, it's too late. If you're listening to us,
it's too late.
It's too late. At the time of recording, we're also streaming. Haha.
Right.
Tongue twister that was.
Well, we do want to thank all of those people for supporting us, and we want to ask that if you do want to support us, please be sure to check out the link in the description below for access to our Patreon. The next thing is, if you are listening on Apple iTunes, please be sure to leave us a rating and a review. It really means the world to us, and it helps us out a ton when it comes to the analytics. I know there's some other things. Please be sure to check out our Twitter account. Sometimes we even post some entertaining stuff. Very rarely, though.
Yeah, I don't post very often. Don't post very often just due to me not knowing what to post 9 times out of 10. So on occasion, I'll post my shower thoughts, such as, why is it always Red Eyes Wyvern and never Red Eyes Halvern?
We always have those wonderful questions to ponder. We do want to read out another review from another listener.
Goody.
Yep. This is from somebody named Mubeta Fafnir. You are hilarious. This is what the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community needed. 5 stars. This podcast is all I have been wanting. Great way to consume amazing Yu-Gi-Oh! Content on the go. Also, these guys have great personalities that make it even more fun to listen to. Keep it up. We have every intention of keeping it up as long as we can. We really do love to hear listeners say that they've listened, they say that they're enjoying it, say that they're entertained. We have a lot of people say they listen to us while they're at work, things like that. And it's always wonderful to hear about everybody just tuning in.
It is greatly appreciated.
Right. And the last thing I'll say is please be sure to join our Discord. We get a lot of ideas from our Discord server. We get a lot of questions from our patrons, which we are trying to answer in the patron episodes. We do a lot of interactions. We do a lot of remote duels. You can always, if you just want to hop on in, me and Caleb are always in there chatting. We've got like 70 plus people in there. We always, like I said, we always have remote duels going. We always have entertaining stuff happening in there. Good discussions. Plus, most of the people that have been guests on the podcast are all in the server. So if you want to chat with any of them, they're there.
Yes, they are all very cool peoples. I do not know why I'm talking with an accent all of a sudden.
I mean, sometimes like the moment just calls for it, right?
Sometimes, yes.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it. So today we wanted to go ahead and start on some Banlist discussion. Woo!
Woo! Everyone's favorite thing. Of
course. So for those that are wondering, you know, if you're just now getting back into the game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a Forbidden Limited list, which is updated every usually 3 to 4 months.
Ish. Give or take.
Right. So we do have our most current list, which was effective from July 1st, being that it is now the middle of September.
Yep. We got the next ban list coming up. Woo!
Right, which will be no sooner than October 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at October 1st roughly for a ban list here, which means realistically the last one dropped almost 2 weeks early.
Yeah.
So realistically we could be looking without a doubt at the new ban list coming probably like a week and a half from now.
Yeah, a week and a half to 2 weeks. At the same time, they've also said, it'll be out by this date, and then we don't get it till like 2 weeks after.
Right. So today, as of posting, is Friday, September 10th. Realistically, I think in 10 days is when we're like on true ban list alert. Could be any moment.
Yep. Any minute now. Just get to that webpage, hit F5 until it comes up.
Pretty much. And we are going to try to give you our most real reaction when that happens.
Oh, yeah, as real as we can get anyway.
Right. In the meantime, we wanted to take some time to talk about the things that we think are problem cards on the ban list, talk about the things that we think are could come off the ban list, just talk about it all in general. So, a recap from the last ban list. The last ban list, we only saw two cards got banned. Zodiac Dryden got banned and Guard Dragon LP got banned.
Yep, good old Dragon Mommy got hit with the ban hammer again.
Yeah, but that wasn't the only one. Striker Dragon also got limited.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Miscellaneosaurus got limited. Then you have Performapat Skullcrabat Joker came from Forbidden to 1. Salamangreat Mirage Stalio from Forbidden to 1.
Woo!
Sky Striker Mobilize Engage from Limited to 1. Exactly. And Double Irish Magician from Forbidden 1, I'm sorry. And Double Irish Magician from Limited to 2.
Woo!
And Symbol of Heritage from Limited to 3.
Which is wild. You don't see that very often.
Yeah. A lot of times I like to put it on the limited list for a little while.
And then switch it to semi-limited. And then when they discover it does nothing, they'll take it off the list altogether.
Exactly. So what we're realistically looking at here is the first thing I want to look at is which cards could probably come back to okay. The first thing that we need to do is we talk about which decks we feel need to actually get hit on the ban list, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's probably at least there's guaranteed probably at least 2, and maybe as many as 4. All right.
Depends on who you ask.
Okay.
Really depends on who you ask.
Absolutely, and it always does. So, what are, in your opinion, the decks that need to get hit?
Well, something has to be done about Drytron, because if they just have all this new stuff and they don't touch Drytron, I think Drytron's going to be a problem. Particularly if Konami wants to sell new product, because why would you buy the new stuff if it's just going to lose to Drytron?
Right.
And when I say lose to Drytron, I mean hard lose to Drytron, unfortunately.
Right.
let's see. In my personal opinion, I think Tri Brigade's fine. Maybe limit the semi-limit or limit the revolt at most.
Yeah, I think if you. Okay, so do you think that there's anything else that needs to be hit on the ban list?
Nothing I can think of right off the top of my head, really, outside of hitting something on Drytron, then maybe hitting the revolt.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think that the ban list is going to go one of two ways. They're either going to do a very minimalist list.
Yeah, where they're like, okay, we'll
hit a couple of cards here, a couple of cards there.
We'll like ban this one card, bring this one card from 0 to 1, bring this other one from 1 to 2, bring this card from 2 to 3.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of that.
A lot of fine-tuning movements rather than just no to this deck anymore.
And not just even like murdering a certain deck, but just like a murder on the format as a whole, right?
Oh, you mean a self-destruct button?
Yeah, because I do think there's the potential for a self-destruct button, especially as we move forward into Bode.
Well, I mean, considering how many new archetypes we got coming up, we got Bee Trooper, Flundery, Sword Soul.
I mean, Bee Troopers are already out, and they're already like a competitive deck.
I know, and they're getting more support.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that deck.
Yeah, so am I. It's because like I've seen a couple of combo videos, and it's so interesting to just watch it flow. It flows like water running down a babbling brook, or something like that.
So, I'm trying to figure out the best way. What about Prank Kids? Do you think Prank Kids needs to be hit?
Not particularly. If you were to do anything, I would probably semi-limit or limit Doodle Doo. But
No, not Doodle. The cat, right?
The cat's another option. The reason why the Doodle is because then it reduces their consistency. Because now, in order for them to do their thing, they have to shuffle back the Doodle Doo.
I think you mean the cat. I think you're getting them mixed up.
I'm probably getting the two mixed up, because...
The cat's the Link 1.
Yes, I meant the Link 1. I should have just said the Prank Kids Link 1.
Okay, because Doodle 2 is the Link 2. I'm like, I think you mean the cat.
Yeah, I meant cat. My bad.
It's all right.
I don't play Prank Kids.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I think that's probably right. What about Invoke Dogma Doll?
If I want to get personal with this, I have in fact played Invoke Shadal before. Something needs to be done about Alistair or Magical Meltdown. In my opinion, we should take the Chaotic Evil approach and just errata Alistair as a Gemini monster.
I mean, I love it.
But in all actual serious discussion, either Meltdown needs to go to 1, which is what I would do, or Alistair needs to go to 1 or the other.
Yeah, I think the answer is Meltdown, to be completely honest.
Oh yeah, the biggest reason is cool, it lets you search for Alistair, but the problem is your opponent can't respond to fusion summons,
right?
Which is disgusting.
So do you think that the deck needs to be hit though?
At this moment, no.
Yeah,
it depends on what else they do to the ban list. Like, let's say they decide to go full on nuclear and say, no more Tri Brigade, no more Dry Tribe, no more of this, no more fun. Like, they did that. At that point, they'd have to also hit Invoke Shadal Dogmatica, otherwise it'll just be catapulted to, hope you have your stuff for the deck, otherwise you ain't winning.
Yeah, I think that... So, like, realistically, I think that they absolutely have to address both Drytron and Tri Brigade. And I think that outside of Drytron and Tri Brigade, I don't know. It's hard to say because I feel like any hit to Prank Kids just kind of is like nuclear for the deck.
It really is. Prank Kids is a really frail deck when it comes to like Banlist. It's either from what little I know about it. Keep in mind, I know very little about the deck itself outside of that. The 4 little base monsters are adorable.
Yeah.
Is like you hit one thing, the deck ceases to function. You hit something else, the deck ceases to function. It's really fragile to getting hit on the ban list.
Yeah, I think the issue with that deck would be if it were to get hit as far as if it were to get hit as far as the Link 1, that's probably...
Is it Meow Meow Mew?
Yeah, Meow Meow Moo. That's right.
Yes, that's it. Yes. I googled it.
Yeah, I think it's really fragile.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think the hit for Tri-Brigade is probably either Revolt to 1 or Sure Egg to 1.
One or the other, yeah. I personally would do... Me personally, if I had absolute cosmic power...
Right.
When it came to the Banlist itself, I would absolutely go, yeah, let's do Revolt to 1. Because then it still gives them the capability of spending all those resources to hard make the multiple Shurags, as opposed to having the multiple Revolts means they don't have to make Shurag, just have to make Shurag anymore.
Yeah.
They can pump out Verjeets or Bearblums or Brugels or what have you.
I think the thing about the Revolt versus Omen is you have to look at it like this. If you limit Revolt, then the deck can still hard make an Omen and then link off an Omen into a Verjeet and get the Omen search.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you make Omen turn 0 because you have the material, and then, so like summon Karis, banish 4 for Omen, summon Omen, link Omen and Karis into a Verjeet, it gives you a bunch more material.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you do that on like turn 2 or turn 3, it's really, really good.
Oh yeah, but then you have 1 Revolt. You get 1.
Yeah, but the thing is, you don't need that Revolt if you're going second, or even if like for follow through plays. Sure, it makes the 1 Revolt a little bit like, but the thing is, you can still. A lot of times, by the time you resolve Revolt, you've probably already won the game. So having only 1 Revolt is like, it kind of sucks, but realistically, it doesn't just kill the deck unless you banish it off of Desires, which is tough.
Yeah, which is the idea is not to kill the deck, but kind of rein it in a little bit, just a little bit, because the deck as is almost too fair.
Right.
Almost. It is a little unfair, but every deck has to be unfair to. So if I was to hit anything, like I said, I would do Revolt 1, because the deck can still function, but it reins it in just a little bit.
Right.
But it's a very fine line between reining it in just a little bit and just pile driving it into next week.
Yeah. I think, honestly, I think Sure Egg to 1 is the answer if you really want to like hurt the power level of the deck, because I don't think that really there's a good way to hurt consistency without murdering the deck entirely.
Except for maybe Tenki, if you're doing Zodiac. But
yeah,
then it hurts the Zodiac part. And oh no, they can't search Fractal anymore. Fractal's the Beast Warrior, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good. I get their names mixed up all the time. Yeah, oh no, they can't search Fractal anymore. Whatever will they do?
Yeah, I do think that there's a certain way to go about it where it doesn't just like kill it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta be, like I said, you gotta be real careful because it's very thin line with that deck.
For sure. So I say that I think that Sure Egg is probably not necessarily the bigger issue, but the biggest hit to the power ceiling of the deck.
No, because then you probably don't want to get that search off a Sure Egg.
Yeah, and at that point, you're probably only running like 2 Revolt anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a blowout, but like you're forced to go into what, a Rugal?
Or another Verjeet.
Yeah, it's not near as good. So,
which is a fair discussion.
So, the next deck is really probably Drytron. What do you think about that?
Well, there's a couple of things that I would do to Drytron. That's only because, and it's not just because that was one of the 2 decks I lost to at the last tournament. But I still am getting 5th. Of course, it has nothing to do with that. But in all seriousness, probably Eva.
I really think that that's the answer. I think if you ban Eva,
Just do something about it.
yeah, like realistically, the deck can still end on like 1 or 2 negates.
Yeah, it's like 2 negates, an interrupt, but then they won't have the negates in hand unless they hard opened into them.
Well, the thing is, it's not about having all those negates in hand. It's about like when you have multiple heralds, multiple Herald of Orange Lights, multiple diviners, and an Eva. It's like you don't have just like if you have 2 Herald of Orange Light and 2 diviner, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have just 2 negates there because you have Herald of Ultimates on the field. You have 4 negates.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though, because then even if you Dark Ruler no more,
they still have follow up.
They still have you're still not going to get to do anything.
Right.
Well, why bother?
Yeah.
It eliminates that.
That's fair. That is fair.
Or, intelligently playing through the ultimateness and all the onboard negates just to get hit with the negate that's in hand that you literally can't do anything about.
Right. And I think that's part of the issue with Eva is that the combo uses Beatrice to send an Eva to grave and then another Eva after. And that's where you get your 4 fairies in hand from. They would have to think of a different way to run their combo where they go through a Ben 10 to get a search mid-combo.
Yeah.
Which is not as easy to do.
I know, and even then they only get 1 search, so they can either fetch a Herald or fetch a... fetch a Herald.
Yeah, I mean, there's really... Or a Diviner.
Fetch Diviner or Orange Light. I'm used to saying, when saying Herald, when talking about Orange Light, that's when you say Herald, because it's the only Herald anyone ever ran.
I think you could say, Herald or Diviner.
Yeah, fair enough. But, because then you can either get the Orange Light or the Diviner.
Right.
So you either get the in-hand negate or the follow-up play.
Yeah.
You don't get both, or in some cases, 2 negates and the follow-up play.
Yeah, at that point, the deck becomes make your board and then just put an Appaloosa up.
It also makes you have to think a little bit more about your searches.
Or it could be just Dragoon.deck at that point.
What deck isn't Dragoon.deck at this point?
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I say that, but there's actually a lot of decks that aren't Dragoon.deck right now, which I appreciate.
I really do think, though, that that's probably the way to go.
Oh, yeah, Eva, maybe outright banning Ben 10 altogether. That's a big maybe. But I think that would, shut the deck out completely.
Well, it takes them off the fairy engine. At that point, they probably have to run a Megalith engine.
Ugh.
I mean, the Megalith engine's really good.
Yeah, but it's not fairies.
Yeah, but it is solid rocks, brother.
Fair point. You got me there.
Solid rocks.
Got me there. But I mean, like I said, you either hit the Ben 10 or you hit the
Eva.
One or the other. If you hit Ben 10, you also hit Eva indirectly.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Because then why would you blah 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 blah.
I think that the deck gets really awkward without Eva, though. But the only other hit besides Ben 10 or Eva, I guess technically you could do consistency. You could do Alpha to 1, but then you've still got 7 copies or something like that.
Gamma to 1, maybe. Maybe even do both.
Maybe
Alpha and Gamma. And I do not mean Cyframe Gear Gamma, by the way.
Yeah, you would think that doesn't need to be expressed.
I mean, Drytron. What is it? Gamma L-Tannin?
Something like that. I think that actually is right.
Okay, I'm Googling this, because if I was right about that, holy crap.
I do think that Gamma would be an interesting hit. I don't know that it necessarily accomplishes the same thing with the power swing of the deck. The deck already struggles against hand traps. So, I don't think you want to hit consistency. I think you want to hit power ceiling.
I was right.
It's Gamma L-Tannin?
It's Gamma L-Tannin.
Wow. No shot I would have remembered that.
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe I got that right. I've looked at the cards twice.
Yeah, no shot I get that right. I've played against that deck a lot. No shot I get that right.
Man, I wish I was good enough to just open droll.
I mean, it's all it takes.
It's all it takes. Just
open droll.
It's that easy. Just open droll. It's like opening Altergeist.
And really what you need to do
Red
is
Reboot.
like... Yeah, what you really need to do is not even just open droll. Open droll Veiler. That way, or droll Imperm. That way you can Veiler or Imperm the Moo Beta when they summon it.
Yeah. It's that easy. Just draw 2 or 3 ofs.
Right.
Every time.
So, Prank Kids, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think if you're going to hit that deck, you have to limit
The cat.
the cat, meow meow moo. But I don't really think it's necessary. I think the deck kind of handles it on its... the deck is already... It'll get power crept, realistically.
Real fat. Like, that deck has a really high power ceiling. But
Well, it's not a high power ceiling, it's high consistency.
Yeah. But the problem being is that it's got a high enough power ceiling for now, but that can only go for so long.
Well, the thing is but that's okay. So that's how a deck gets power crept, though, right?
Exactly.
It does not have a very high power ceiling.
And sometimes,
it's good. It's good enough to be a top 3 deck right now, but that's because you're on 17 starters. It's incredibly consistent.
But
Or 16.
yeah, but I mean, like, even decks that have had extremely high power ceilings also eventually get power crept out. It's just part of the game.
Yeah, it really is.
Some decks get power crept out a lot faster than others. Some decks get power crept out probably sooner than they should have initially.
And some decks just stay forever. Looking at you, Burning Abyss.
Yeah, exactly. Just always in the background. Just, hey, can I get a win? Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Yo, dog, I heard you like hellscapes and fire.
What's that? You need traps.
I'm right here with you.
All right, here, boys. Woo, let's go. Anyway. Oh.
Do making those awkward voices hurt your throat?
Only the more demonic ones like that.
Oh, no. No shot. No, dude, my throat hurt. I'm sorry. I've been saying no shot a lot. I've been watching Disencoder Subathon. That man's insane.
Yeah.
He says it a lot, and now I find myself saying no shot all the time.
It's one of those things where when you hear it enough, it just kind of worms its way into your vernacular.
Yeah.
Without you realizing it until it's too late.
Yeah.
Cap.
I picked that up with Tragic, and that's tough.
Oh, for me, it's been no cap.
Yeah. So, I think if you're going to hit Prank Kids, it's got to be the cat. And I think the last deck that I'm looking at as, like, realistically a deck that could be hit is Invoke Dogma Doll. I don't think they would hit it because the deck has seen basically 0 representation lately, which I acknowledge.
Yeah, also, it's been untouched for 4 years.
Well, yeah. Even so, though, I think that probably the reason, like, the deck, just the unfairness of Magical Meltdown and the fact that it prevents you from responding to, well, anything.
Anything fusion summon related. Just all fusion spells are now super polymerization. Congratulations.
Yeah, pretty much.
One of the most unfair, no fun cards in the entire game. Says the man who has Shadalls as another deck I can play.
I mean, that's the deck you got back into the game competitively with.
Yes. I still say Super Poly needs to be banned.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so let's talk about some cards that you think should be hit on the ban list, like, realistically.
Okay, well, right at this moment, right now, truth be told, I think Super Poly, outside of straight up Shadal and Invoked, is actually fine. Because really think about it, the only thing that your opponent's ever going to Super Poly into right now is probably Mud Dragon of the Swamp.
Right.
Who isn't great.
Right.
Yes, his protection's cool, but and there's a big but. He's only 1900.
That's not a big butt.
That he's not. He's got a very tiny frog butt.
And you can lie.
Yeah. Yes, he can certainly lie about that. Oh man, that hello my baby, hello my honey looking dude just needs.
Oh my goodness.
He's just not good.
What about something like the Dragoon engine? I see a lot of people discussing the Dragoon engine online.
Okay. If you were to hit the Dragoon engine, I would...
There's a really simple solution here.
There's actually several solutions.
But there's one simple one.
The simplest one is just ban Dragoon.
Ban Dark Magician.
Of course, we all know the most broken card out of the entire engine is the Dark Magician.
Dark Magician too good. Ban Dark Magician. Yugi's protagonist card is finally too good for Yu-Gi-Oh! Just ban it.
Yeah. Watch out, Neos are coming for you next.
You dang right.
But in all seriousness, though, like I said, there's a discussion to be had about whether or not you should hit the Dragoon or Verte.
Or Red Eyes Fusion.
Or Red Eyes Fusion. Or Red Eyes.
Or Red Eyes.
But also
ban Red Eyes.
But no. It's... Truth be told, the issue is, in my opinion, partially due to Verte Anaconda's whole interaction with Red Eyes Fusion.
And I understand that, I feel that, but...
Where it doesn't... where you don't get the side effect to activating Red Eyes Fusion, which is you can only summon Red Eyes monsters.
Yeah.
And, in my opinion, without Verte, Red Eyes Fusion is kind of meh.
Yeah.
It's only good because it gets you into Dragoon, and you could ignore the defect.
Yeah. I understand why you say that, but I think, in my opinion, Red Eyes Fusion is a bigger problem. And the reason is, and I understand that Verte is a problem.
It certainly limits... Well...
It limits future card design. There's no doubt about that.
Not only that, it also means that whenever they design a new fusion card, if they have a limitation on it, they have to word it very carefully. They have to make sure that it works the way they want it to work with the Verte Anaconda.
Or we could just not have fusions that let you fuse from the deck.
Or we could just have like the one fusion card that lets you fuse from the deck that I've ever been like, I think that's fine, is Shaddoll Fusion. That's because your opponent has to have already pumped out something that's probably going to negate.
I think there is something to be said for... Shaddoll Fusion being set up the way it is, and the restrictions that you have with it.
Oh my god, so many restrictions.
But
that's the only other fusion card I know that lets you fuse from the deck.
Technically, there's like some Infernoid cards that do it, I think.
I think Thunder Dragon Fusion fuses with your Banish Zone and puts them back in the deck.
Yeah, that was
which
wild.
Is bizarre.
I mean, whatever works.
Yeah. But like
Fusion Destiny.
Fusion Destiny, yeah. Which is just another Red Eyes Fusion, but more broken because there's no limits.
And, I mean, it's what enables the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer, which comes out in Bode.
Yep.
Bode is really going to change the game.
Yep, people are just going to do what Annie did to Woody with Dragoon. Just look at Dragoon and go, I don't want to play with you anymore, and just pick up the shiny new Destroy Phoenix Enforcer.
I don't know that it will.
Some people will, some people won't. Hero players certainly will.
Do you think that there's anything on the list that should come off? And by the way, my official stance is, go ahead and ban Verte. I love Verte. I think Verte is a cool toolbox card for usage in decks like Fluffle. Any
fusion deck, really.
It can be a very cool toolbox card, but it's really good. It kind of breaks the game.
It's a little too good. Like, if I had been on the designing floor for that card, I would have limited to its materials to 2 dark monsters, or to 2 predaplants, or 2 plants, or 2 something.
Right.
Instead
2
of just
effect monsters is broken.
Yeah. You can even be the 2 same effect monsters.
Yeah.
Oh no, we can't use tokens and vanillas to make it. Whatever. My stance is ban either Verte or Dragoon. Either one will solve the problem. The Dragoon ban, not Dragoon, the Verte ban's a little bit better because then it unlimits future card design.
Yeah.
As far as stuff that needs to come off.
Okay, we have time. Let's go through the list.
Yeah, real quick. Just stuff that's banned.
Blackwing Gofu, Blackwing Steam. Those both need to stay banned. They're tuners.
Oh, yeah. No, those need to stay banned forever.
Blaster.
I could see Blaster coming off.
I could see it, but to be honest with you, I don't really want Dragon Link to have another extender.
Fair. Well, here's the thing, because they have Tempest.
Yeah, but Blaster's better than Tempest.
Fair, because he pops.
Black Dragon can stay banned, Cyberjar can stay banned, Dandelion can stay banned, Destrudo, Jin, Eclipse Wyvern, Fairy Tail Snow, Fiberjar, Fishborg, Blaster, Glow Up Bulb, Grinder Golem, Jet Synchron, Level Eater, Magical Scientist, Masterpiece can all stay banned.
Oh, definitely.
What about Maxi?
I'd like Maxi to come back.
Why don't we reapproach Maxi at the end? Because I want to talk a little bit about like the nuclear ban list option. At the
Sure.
End. Okay. Mecha Phantom Beast, O-Line, Mind Master, Orcish Harpore, Phoenixian Cluster Amaryllis, Redox Dragon Roller, Boulder, Samsara Lotus, Spiral Master Plan, Substitute, Tyrant Neptune, Tidal, Victory Dragon, Yatagarasu. That's all the regular effect monsters that are left on the list.
Okay, like of those, I think Maxi could come back. I think as long as it got a reprint too, because it's been reprinted since it got banned. Let's see.
The only other one here that I can even see is Orcish Harpore, and to be honest, that card's super turbo broken. I don't think it should come back.
If it does, it has to come back to 1.
Oh, I mean, even at 1, it's insane.
It's still insane. But if they were, if someone somewhere who has this kind of control and power goes absolutely insane and decides, I'm gonna unban Harpore, it's got to go to 1.
You can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one Orcish monster from your deck except Harpore. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for this turn except dark monsters. You can only use this effect of Orcish Harpore once per turn.
Yeah.
Banish from your graveyard. Special summon Orcish from deck.
Yeah.
In a deck that has other cards that shuffle things from the banished back in.
Yeah.
No shot. That card can stay banned forever.
Yeah, and I think...
I guess I understand people wanting it to come back to 1, but like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, like I said, my whole thing is it could, but I'd rather it didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess I could see a world. Everybody said Engage couldn't come back either, and it was kind of fine.
Yeah.
But I think they never tried Engage at 1. They've tried Harpore at 1, and I don't think it worked.
Remains to be seen.
So the next, the next thing we have on the list is 3 fusions: Elder Entity Norden, Supreme King Dragon, Starving Venom, and Thunder Dragon Colossus.
They can all stay banned.
I agree. Next we have some links: Guard Dragon Agropane, Guard Dragon Elpie, Heavy Metal Foes Electromite, Nightmare Goblin, Nightmare Mermaid, Summon Sork, Topologic Gumblar, Link Cross Union Carrier.
The only one of those I could ever foresee coming off is probably Electromite.
No shot. I don't want Electromite to come back because...
Oh, no, neither do I. But it's very much a case of one of these has to come off.
Okay, if you tell me one has to come off, it's probably Electromite.
Yeah.
Okay, you got me with that. Alright, let's do some Pendulums. Astrograph Sorcerer, Lunalight Tiger, Magispector Unicorn Kieran, Performage Plushfire, Performage Monkey Board.
They can all.
I don't know enough about Pendulums to know if any of these cards are like too insane, but as far as I'm concerned, they can all stay banned because I don't like Pendulums.
From the non-anti-pendulum zone, I think all these just need to stay banned.
Yeah, me too.
But that's again me going, I think Pendulum's fine. It's alright. And for those of you who couldn't see, I was doing the neck slice.
Yeah. Well, you could see that if you were watching our live stream because you're a patron.
Yes.
So we have Synchros, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Danglong, First of the Yang Zing, Ib, the World Chalice, Justisar, and Tempest Magician. Too many FTK enablers, they can all stay banned.
Too many. Wait, no, that's
Dang,
perfect.
That's a lot of Xyz.
Because they're all broken.
Honestly. Lavalval All Chain, MX Saber Invoker, number 16 Shockmaster, number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk, number 86 Heroic Champion Rongo Miniad.
Rongo Bongo.
Yeah. Number 95 Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, number S0 Utopic Zexal, Outer Entity Azathoth, Teller Knight Ptolemaeus, True King of All Calamities, Wind-Up Carrier Zenmaity, Zodiac Broadbull, Zodiac Dryadent. I think Dryadent was fine at 1. I think Zenmaity can come to 1 as long as you ban Hunter. I don't see that happening, though.
Hunter or Magician. Preferably Hunter.
Hunter's the one that you can send one to discard one.
I know.
So I think if you ban Hunter, bring back Zen Lady, it's fine.
Yeah, but also if you ban the Magician, they get one Hunter effect. That's it. That's what you got.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I think Dryden was fine at 1.
Yeah.
I understand that it enables Utopic S0 really well, but like realistically, who cares? I mean, the card's all right. I don't know. I guess it is really problematic because of how easily it enables that. But it also enables Mega Clops, which most decks struggled out. So I mean,
yeah. I mean, another issue is just it's so. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like a Swiss Army knife of a card. It can do all kinds of things.
there is something to be said for that. The card is really splashable and really versatile.
Versatile. That's the word. It's a little too versatile.
I understand what you're saying there. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Let's do spells. Brilliant Fusion, Butterfly Dagger Elma, Card of Safe Return, Change of Heart, Chicken Game, Cold Wave, Confiscation, Delinquent Duo, Dimension Fusion, Giant Trunade, Graceful Charity, Heavy Storm, Kaiser Coliseum, Last Will, Mass Driver, Metamorphosis, Mirage of Nightmare, Painful Choice, Pottery, Preemie, Smoke Grenade of the Thief, Snatch Still, Soul Charge, Spellbook of Judgment, That Grass Looks Greener, The Forceful Sentry.
I think that Grass Looks Greener could come to one.
Whoa! 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 Whoa. Wow.
Well, it's because I want to watch this whole game burn to the ground.
No, okay. Okay. I say that grass looks greener. The more you think about it, like, the card does promote very interesting deck building.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really interesting mill card in certain decks like Paleo. That said...
That's the only reason why I want it back.
But the thing is, like, all it turns into at that point is a blowout. Like, at that point, like, resolving that grass looks greener is literally just a, like, super blowout. And I think the blowouts are something that, like, should be, like, we should be trying to work away from, right?
I wish we could. I wish they would.
Trap cards, last turn, return from a different dimension, Royal Oppression, Self-Destruct button, 6 cents, Time Seal Trap, Does Shoot, Ultimate Offering, Vanity's Emptiness. They can all stay banned as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. All that can stay.
Alright, limited monsters, Armageddon Knight, Black Dragon, Collapsed Serpents. Stop me if you hear one that can come off. Cyberstein, Danger Nessie, Danger Jackalope, Danger Tsuchinoko.
Tsuchinoko!
Dark Greffer, Dynamite the True Draco Fighter, Dino Wrestler Pankratops, Exodia the Forbidden One, Gen X Ally Birdman, Infernity Archfiend, Miscellaneosaurus, Morphing Jar, Night Assailant, Phantom Sky Blaster, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, Salamandrake Gazelle, Speedward Terratop, Spiral Quick Fix, Tempest, Dragon Ruler of the Storms.
Why is Night Assailant at 1?
Because if you have one Night Assailant in your hand and one Night Assailant in your graveyard, it can cause an infinite loop.
Got it.
Because it's not once per turn. Realistically, a hard once per turn on Night Assailant would make that card fine.
Oh, yeah, no.
Spiral Quick Fix, Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms, True King, Lithosagem, the Disaster, White Dragon, Wyverburster, and Zodiac Rapier.
Sounds perfectly fair to me.
I mean, if you have any questions about any of those cards, feel free to ask.
Oh, no, that's why I asked about Night Assailant. I was like, why is that? Because the infinite loop of 2 of them.
Realistically, Gen X Ally Birdman's like a really good card, but it could probably come back to at least 2.
Oh yeah, no, I have very fond memories of Birdman.
Card's been limited forever.
Yeah. He's a good card, but he was a good card years ago.
I guess it's because it's not once per turn.
It's gotta be.
You can return one face-up monster you control the hand, special in this card from your hand, but banish it when it leaves the field. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
I mean, it depends on what you return to your hand. Because some decks could very easily abuse that. Other decks, no.
I remember in Geargia there was a combo where you would have a Geargia on field. There's a point in the combo where you have 4 Geargias on the field and you overlay 2 of them into a Geargiano MKAX, the rank 4.
I thought it was a Geargigant.
Geargigant X, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Detach one of the Geargigant to search the Gen X Ally Birdman, and then you can bounce the Gearg Accelerator, special this guy, and then special on the Gearg Accelerator because you can control another Geargia.
Yeah, exactly. And then Synchro 7.
Yeah.
Because he's a level 3 tuner.
Realistically, though, if you had another way to get him back in your hand, you could do it again.
Yeah. Theoretically, but why would you?
Well,
Well,
there are decks that could really abuse this.
Well-
like Blackwings with Bora.
yeah, definitely.
Any deck that just lets you special summon for free.
Yeah, which there aren't that many.
Every deck lets you special summon for free. This is 2021. Even Fluffles can do it with Fluffle Sheep.
Well, here, so like the freest special summon that I can see in the two decks I've run for like Shadal, it's Falco from the graveyard.
What if you had like a your opponent's got like say 3 monsters on board, right? Mm-hmm. You can special summon what's his name? Alpha Master Beasts. Mm-hmm. Activate his effect.
Bounce him back. Yeah.
Special him back. Because the special summon is not once per turn.
And it's based on attack.
And then bounce him back again to special the Birdman, and then special summon him a third time.
Yeah. That's kind of stupid. But why aren't people doing that now then?
Because Birdman's at 1, and so nobody runs him.
You got me there. Okay, fine.
Let's see. I'm just gonna blow through I'm gonna blow through fusions all the way through Xyz because it's
all the extra X stuff.
One fusion, Gemini Master Diamond, that can stay limited. It's there because of FTKs. One Link, Striker Dragon, that's definitely staying. 4 normals, left arm, left leg, right leg of the Forbidden One. Those can all come off to 3, but like they won't because of lore reasons.
Yeah.
2 Pendulums, 1 Performer Pal Scroll Acrobat Joker. I can stay at 1. It just got there. Give it a few more weeks. Give it a few more Banlists. And Servant of Endymion, that could probably come to 2 or 3, but like I don't know. I see no reason for it to come to 2 to 3, you know? Pendulums suck, which is right where I want them.
I also see no reason for it to stay at 1. Outside of Pendulums are terrible. Why would you want to make them good?
Exactly. I don't want to make them good. 1 Ritual, Cyber Angel Ben 10, 3 Synchros, Psy-Frame Lord Omega, TG Hyper Librarian, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Realistically, I think all 3 of these are fine.
Oh, yeah.
If Trishula got an errata that's made a hard once per turn, Trishula could come to 3.
Yep.
3 Xyz, Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, Daigusto Emerald, Salamander, Mirage Talio. I think there's a realistic world that Beatrice gets banned instead of
Eva.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is what mills Eva to begin with.
Yeah, and realistically, it limits future card design because it's a card that can just send any card to the graveyard from the deck. Yeah. It's really kind of broken.
But at the same time, then you're also banning... Through that, you're also kind of banning Dante Pilgrim, the fusion, because that's the only way the deck can make him is with Beatrice.
Yeah. I guess. Nobody runs that anyway.
Nobody runs it.
I'm going to blow through all the spells. Stop me when there's something you want to talk about, okay? A Hero Lives. Called by the Grave. Card Destruction. Card of Demise. Chain Strike. Dimensional Fissure. Divine Wind of the Mist Valley. Draco Face-Off. Dragonic Diagram. Emergency Teleport. Final Countdown. Foolish Burial. Gateway of the Six. Gold Sark. Harpy's Feather Duster. Infernity Launcher. Instant Fusion. Into the Void. Magical Midbreaker Field. Mind Control. Monster Reborn. ODOP. We're 1 day apiece. 1 for 1. Regeki. Reasoning. Reinforcement of the Army. Salamangreat Circle. Scapegoat. Sekka's Light. Set Rotation. Sky Striker Mecha Hornet Drone, Sky Striker Mecha Modules, Multi-Roll, Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, Slash Draw, Spiral Resort, Terraforming, Trickstar Light Stage, Upstart Goblin, and Zodiac Proj.
The only card worth talking about is... Never mind, there's not really anything...
I think there's... Okay, I'm going to do the traps too, and then after I do the traps, I think there's a big topic. Imperial Order, Macrocosmos, Magical Explosion, Metaverse, Red Reboot, Skill Drain, Wall of Revealing Light. I think when you look at the spells and traps, there's one thing that's overwhelmingly obvious. There are certain cards, such as Called by the Grave, such as Harpy's Feather Duster, Instant Fusion. Let me scroll through here and see what else there is. potentially Scapegoat, depending on the format. Zodiac Battlerush, Imperial Order, Macro, Red Reboot, Skill Drain are all extremely powerful one-ofs that can just cause an absolute blowout depending on the game state.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that is extremely dangerous. I am on record saying that I think IO should stay unbanned. But what I will also say is there is a realistic world where if the goal is to get rid of floodgates and the goal is to get rid of all these super powerful blowout one-offs, things like IO, things like Harpy's Feather Duster, things like Call by the Grave, at that point you're also getting rid of Macro, you're also getting rid of Dimensional Fissure,
all the drain spells,
all those. You're probably not Soul or Mind Drain, but probably Skill Drain. You're getting rid of Artifact Lancia, you're getting rid of Droll and Lockbird, you're getting rid of Dimensional Shifter.
Ash, Ghost
No,
Spell.
I don't think you need to get rid of Ash and Ghost Spell and those hand traps. The ones that are inherent floodgates. There can be only one. Rivalry goes in. It turns the game into a skill-based game rather than a blowout-based game.
I mean, it can up until they activate Harpy's Feather Duster and blow you out.
But Harpy's Feather Duster would have to be banned.
Yeah.
Like in this situation, Harpy's Feather Duster is banned. All those cards I just listed are banned. And if you do that, then okay, well we're going through the game and you activate you normal summon Madolche Magdalene. Well, now I have to have Ash. Or I have to know to Ash right here rather than wait later on in your combo. It turns into a game where I have to know where to respond and you have to know how to bait. It turns into a game where rather than just opening your turn and activating D-Shifter and continuing on, and then when you stop me, you go into your next turn, you activate Lancia just because I'm running Tri-Brigade. Like, it prevents that. And it causes a world where the more skilled player that baited out your opponent's hand traps and then played your in-archetype and in-deck power cards. And then it rewards skillful play. If you get rid of just floodgates that they do nothing but slow your opponent down. They do nothing but prevent your opponent from playing the game at all and taking the fun out of the game. I think there's something to be said for that. Fair enough. Hard to argue with that logic. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing to add. That's pretty sufficient. Sufficient?
Yeah.
Sufficient?
Sufficient.
Sufficient isn't the word. Close enough.
Succinct?
Succinct. That's very succinct.
Destiny Hero Malicious at 2. That card can stay at 2 or it can go to 1, which is basically just a ban. Double Iris Magician. Yeah, that card can go to 3. Whatever. Symbol of Heritage at 3. Yeah, that can stay at 3. Whatever. Like I said, I think that you need to ban Eva. You need to limit Shireg. You need to limit Meow Meow Moo and limit Meltdown, and that fixes the format until Bode comes out and messes everything up again.
Oh yeah. Because then B Troopers will become the best deck.
B Troopers best deck. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Well, it depends on what support they get. Because I could very easily see the support being absolute garbage and doing nothing for the deck.
Most things are absolute garbage when it comes to TCG exclusive archetypes. In fact, I'm surprised that it's been as good as it is.
I know. It's like, as soon as I saw the B-Trooper Scout Buggy, I was like, this could be wonderful or absolutely garbage depending upon what else is in the deck. If it's a Lily deck of nothing but a bunch of insects that only search for other copies of themselves, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But no, it turns out that was just a fluke on B-Trooper Scout Buggy. And a lore thing, apparently.
Well, this is perfect timing, now that we're almost at the end of the episode, to thank our sponsor, ETB Games.
Yes.
We are very excited. We will be going there for a tournament this weekend, the ETB Battle City Day. So if today is Friday the 10th, it is tomorrow, September the 11th. Anybody in the southern Arkansas, East Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, you can pretty much get to ETB games in like less than 4 hours. Being in Alexandria, it's in the middle of everything.
Yep.
If you want to hit us up to ask us for an address or directions, feel free to hit us up in the
Discord.
In our Discord server. So the tournament will be an advanced tournament. I think we're expecting a pretty good turnout. Probably, hopefully around like 30 people would be cool.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a Starlight giveaway.
Ooh.
I don't know exactly.
Sparkle.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the prize pool is. I know that they're pretty good with prizing, but it'll all just kind of depend on turnout.
Yeah.
So definitely looking forward to that. We will have some player interviews during. So we're actually going to bring all of our podcasting equipment, and during the ETB Battle City Day, we will be we'll be going through and just kind of recording the podcast with player interviews and stuff during the event.
In between games.
Yeah. In between rounds.
Because we also want to enter. Because
of course. Yeah, so we're going to play, and then in between rounds, we're going to grab little, like, short 5-minute interviews with whoever was at table 1 and won. So be sure to tune in. Be sure to tune in next week for that. That'll be on Tuesday's episode. And I think we also might have some guests on, but, no spoilers.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I think that'll pretty much do us. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We want to be sure that you check out the... be sure to check out the Patreon. Be sure to check out the Discord. Check out the Twitter at Top Cut Podcast. Caleb's Twitter's at JamTheMan17. Mine is at DatChumley. Although I basically never post there anymore. Be sure to hit us up. Let us know what you think. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. I think that just about wraps it up.
Nothing else I can think of to add.
All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Take care, everyone.